When you combine Steven Spielberg with Roald Dahl, you're almost assured of getting something wonderful, right? Well, in most instances, yes. But the BFG, Spielberg's adaptation of Dahl's book about a big, friendly giant, has moments that seem like neither bothered to hire an editor. For all its charm, the BFG is a bit lumbering, and that's too bad. Mark Rylance plays the title character, a big-eared, big-hearted lug who takes a little girl to his home after she discovers giants really do exist. There they talk about dreams, share stories, and appear to be having another E.T. adventure. The problem, however, comes when Rylance takes his good time telling those stories. Other, not-so-friendly giants exist, and there's a chase scene and some really regal characters that may surprise, but this isn't the film you may think it is. Ruby Barnhill is good as the little girl, Penelope Wilton is fun as the queen, and Rylance is probably the right guy to play the giant, but none of it meshes, particularly when all of it should. If there's a lesson to be learned from the BFG, it's that even geniuses can make a false move every now and then. In The Purge election year, there's an attempt to stop the woman who wants to put a halt to the open night of killing. Now, in case you're not familiar with the horror series, once a year anyone can hunt down an enemy without fear of incarceration. Now, though, a presidential candidate wants to stop the practice because it tends to target those without means. She campaigns on the platform, then finds herself out in the streets on the very night of bloodshed.
This is not a drill.
Elizabeth Mitchell plays the candidate. Frank Grillo returns as her head of security. Because the franchise has an interesting premise, particularly as the presidential race heats up, there's got to be a guaranteed audience. The format hasn't really changed much, but the idea that someone wants to stop the madness is more than enough to make this worth another look. And finally this week, Alexander Skarsgård swings in as Tarzan in The Legend of Tarzan. Well, we probably didn't need one more look at the man in the loincloth. Director David Yates does a pretty good job recreating the story in a way that has contemporary meaning.
Lord Greystoke, let me explain the Africa situation.
Now acclimated to life among men, Skarsgård's Tarzan is called back to the jungle to check out the shady dealings of a mining operation. Margot Robbie plays the woman in his life, Christoph Waltz is the bad guy, and Samuel L. Jackson is stuck in the film just because. Skarsgård looks incredibly fit when he's swinging through his homeland. His abs have been honed to razor-sharp proportions, and for the first time, Tarzan seems capable of complex thought.
Tarzan.
Well, we probably didn't need another Tarzan film. It's nice to know someone put a little thought in this before Skarsgård started what looks like a really grueling workout. With your movies in a minute, I'm Bruce Miller.